What's up guys, Ray with Overland Tundras, and today we are back with some more exciting videos for you. Today we are going to do my walk around of my build, my 2015 Tundra, so let's go check it out. Tundra is a 2015 SR5 package. It is 4x4 and comes with a 5.7 liter motor. So let's get started with the front end because that's my favorite part of the truck. Gets most of the attention from everyone. So the bumper is an ARB bumper, winch capable. The reason I love this bumper is because it offers so much capabilities and is super functional. One of the great things about this bumper is that it does come with the crunch mounts to the frame. What that means is if you get in an accident, your frame doesn't take the brunt of the hit. The bumper mounts are going to crunch and it's going to absorb a lot of the hit. So let's start talking about this bumper. One of the favorite things that I like about it is that you can add multiple things to it. As you can see over here, I have the high lift. On the bull bar, you can mount multiple things. This high lift weighs a lot, it's rugged, and you can see it's not moving anywhere. It's seen rain, it's seen water, sand, snow, and it's on there. It has, the bull bar hasn't bent, hasn't rusted, nothing, it's on there. If we move on down, you can see that there's multiple holes where you can add different kind of lights. We'll talk about all the different accessories in a minute, but let's just talk about overall the bumper in itself. One of the beautiful things about this bumper, and let me get down here, is that it's, again, super functional. If you're stuck in the mud, last thing you want to do is get under your truck, have to wiggle your hand under to get to the access point. So the access point, it does have two access points, one over here. This access point goes into the cables. You really don't have to get into the cables, but in case you need to troubleshoot it, you have that access point. Over here, you have your clutch where you can engage, disengage, and you can see my whole hand fits in there. So beautiful thing. Again, you don't have to fingle around, mess around, get nasty and dirty. You can just get that access there easily. Over here, you do have your Fairlink, your access points. If you go over here, you do have some points from some jack points where you can use your ARB or high lift jack. There's two on each side. Beautiful things, because if you're stuck again or if you need to change a flat tire, easy access points and you're good to go. So all right, let's talk about accessories a little bit. Over here we have a high lift. The high lift definitely gets you out of trouble in a lot of situations. But as you can see, I have it mounted on here. Again, super rugged, it's not going anywhere. These are the ARB 32 LED floodlight. They are the intensity ones. You can take the covers off. You can put ambers, you can put different colors on there. If you're in a lot of fog, you can put those ambers on there. Game changer. Two of those are heavy, rugged. They've seen water, they've been underwater, they've seen snow, sand, everything. Still holding up great. So in the center we do have our mounts, our control module for our winch, which I do have the Smittybilt X20 12K. That winch is wireless, so it's a beautiful thing as well. If you're stuck, you don't want to have to go and start plugging in things. You just have the remote, put it on a wireless, and you're good to go. So moving on down to the Fairlink, we do have Factor 55 accessories. They are great looking, they're lightweight, they're rugged, they're beefy, and a little bit safer. I like this Fairlink and this connection because you put a shackle to it and that shackle and everything will have to give out compared just to a hook can just go flying. So love those things there. So as far as fog lights, nothing crazy, just the ARB ones with some LED light bulbs, just a little brighter, but nothing fancy. So let's move on to our next part. All right, so let's move on to one of the most important parts of the truck, which is the suspension setup, the wheels and tires. So starting off with the wheels and tires. So these are the BFG KO3s. I love these tires. They're great. because off-roading here in Florida, we do have a lot of sand, we do have a lot of mud, and what's good about these is that they spit out all the mud, all the sand, and they don't get compact in there and become slick. So great things. As you can see, there's a lot of tread on the side, a lot of beef. I do need to get these replaced because I have about 40 to 50,000 miles on them, so time to upgrade. But they are 35-inch tires, 12.5 by 17s. The wheels, as you guys know, I love the combination of red and black and gray. So these are the Fuel off-road wheels. They are 17 by 9 with a +1 offset. It's very important if you don't have a huge lift to make sure you have the right width and the right offset, because if you don't, you might not be able to squeeze 35s or even 37s. Next round is going to be 37s, and I'm actually able to squeeze it in with this setup. The suspension. So the suspension is a little bit different than your standard. I did put a couple different things with a couple of the vendors and friends, so it is a custom, you could say a custom suspension, but it is the King's the King's Coilovers. They are the 2019 model, the 2.0 with the reservoirs. Also, we do have on the upper control arms, we have the Procomp upper control arms, and then on the secret sauce of the suspension to be able to get to that 3.5–4-inch lift is the Coachbuilder Shims. I will zoom in those in a little bit, but I want to talk to you a little bit about them. So if you don't know, the Toyota Tundras have a lean on the driver's side. Right now I'm on the passenger side, but it does have about a 1/4-inch difference on the height. So they sell these shims, Coachbuilder, and I can tag the link on the description. But if you saw the other video where we did the Bilstein suspension setup, we did have those shims on there, and the link is also on there. But so what we did here is to get that ultimate lift is we did add 2 shims on each side, and then we crank the coils down. I can give you all those specifications in the description in case you do want to do that setup. But again, we have the King's Coilovers front and rear, and then the Procomp upper control arms for the front of the suspension here. All right, so let's move on to a couple of the different accessories. One of my favorite things, I have a lot of favorite things, as you can see, is the Snorkel. So Snorkel, it is an ARB Safari snorkel. Great snorkel, makes the truck look beefy, stands out, and ultimately the most important thing, it's insurance. We've had about 3 guys in our local group, Tundras, or actually it wasn't a Tundra, it was a Tacoma, a couple different trucks that they hydrolock their motor. Again, it's essential. You're going in the water, deep waters. I don't like going into deep waters, but you want to make sure that the truck is breathing and not sucking in a whole bunch of water. So this is a Safari. As you can see, it stands out a lot, thick, and one of the beautiful things is that it is molded for your antenna. Over here, this is a 50 cal antenna that I found at O'Reilly's. Nothing fancy. I just had it cleaned up, sanded down, and I had it powder coated. As you can see, again, the theme is the red. I like the red combination with the black and gray, so I had that powder coated. The antenna was about 15–20 bucks, I believe, and getting it powder coated, nothing too expensive. Over here, I do have the rigid pods. These rigid pods, I do have the amber covers, just to offer that light for the fog, and I love the amber look as well. So I can take them off, and they're the bright white, but these do offer a lot of extra light, depending how you set them up. Ditch lights technically shoot outwards towards the ditches, so sometimes if I'm off-roading, I turn them. They're easy to turn, to adjust, so great lights. And again, these are the rigid ones. All right, so our roof rack, it is a Prinsudesigns roof rack. I'm sure you guys have heard about it. A great design, amazing design, very modular, multiple options that you can do, mount. So as you can see on the roof rack, I do have my Baja design 40-inch Lightbar, do have an ARB awning, a Plano case where I keep all my accessories, my recovery accessories, and the DFG off-road shower tent. So let's talk a little bit about each one of those. So ARB awning, as you can see, it sticks out on the passenger side, which is a great awning. Great for shade, the beach, just a little coverage from rain. It also does have the capability of covering each side with walls and turning it into a tent. So it's awesome. We do have that tent room, and it is great for camping if you don't want to set up a ground tent, if you don't want to pull out your rooftop tent, if you just want something easy. It is pretty quick and efficient to get that up. Also do have the 40-inch Lightbar. I love that Lightbar, is stupid bright. It is the Baja design, 40-inch again, and it does have the amber backlit, so it gives that amber light in the pitch black, so you can tell where the roof is at. On the other side, the Plano case, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's a 55-inch Plano case. I keep all the recovery, and also over there we have the shower tent. I do have a different video for that shower tent that you can check out. It is from DFG Off-Road. Great shower tent, used it in Utah, and amazing. We do have, I decided to go with the white knuckle off-road sliders. They are not weld on, they're bolt on, and they are another piece that are heavy duty, bulky, beefy. These are a little tricky to get installed because you do have to drill through the frame. I do also have a video on that I will add to the description for the installation. But again, after doing a lot of research, there are some sliders that are two pieces. There are some that aren't mounted as more direct bolt on like this that you would like to see for the protection. So I did go ahead with these because they also offer that kick out. If you're ever against a wall or anything like that, you do get that panel protection and coverage. So I'm super happy with these. I haven't banged them up too hard, but they have protected me from some things, and super excited about those. So you definitely should check them out for your Tundra. All right, guys, so let's talk a little bit about the rear, a little bit more in detail about the suspension. So again, King coilovers in the front. For the shocks in the back, I do have the Kings as well with the Resi. There is another trick, a little addition to make the back stand out a little bit more. So Coachbuilder, again, they sell these 3-inch shackles that go to your leaves, then to the body, and that gives you about an inch of lift in the back. I did have those. They're great products. Again, David at Coachbuilder does amazing things, and those products are just top notch, so always highly recommended. Same tires, same wheels, of course. Also, I do recommend upgrading your leaves, which I actually just ordered those. I should have those soon, and I'll do a video on those as well. There's a couple different ways you can go. The way that I'm going with is a Icon expansion pack, which basically adds some leaves. So for what I need a specific height that I need to go to, because I do have a lot of weight in the back, and I do have the drawer system, which adds a lot of weight to it. So I need a specific height. So I'm able to accomplish that specific height with that expansion pack. All right, so now moving to the back, we're gonna talk about the bed rack. This bed rack is an RCI Offroad bed rack. It is the first generation one, which is all steel. The newer ones, I believe, are aluminum. And again, the reason I like the steel is because it's beefier, heavier duty, off-roading, banging, hitting trees, limbs, and different things like that. You want as heavier duty as possible and the best protection. So I do have my Rotopacks on here, which they are super useful cross-country, off-road, off the grid, just to have enough fuel. Most of the time I use them for my generator if I need them, or when we're going cross-country like Utah, where certain gas stations are at a certain gap where you just need to have that extra fuel because these things suck so much gas, especially towing my off-road camper. I also, on this side, I do have one of my bike mounts for my road bike or mountain bike. It is the Rocky Mount brass knuckle bicycle mounts, which are great. And again, a lot of versatility with this bed rack to mount things. I also have a GoPro mount on there. And then let's switch to the other side and show you what I have over there. All right, so we are on the driver's side now of the bed rack, and over here I have my water port system, which is a water tank that holds about 4 gallons of water. It is pressurized by a water hose or bicycle pump or air compressor, or even the lid that comes with a little bit of a little pump on there. Great system for showering, rinsing things off. As you can see behind me, I do have my off-road shower tent, which it complements it amazingly. In Utah, we used it for showers, and it just came together nicely. And I did order and just received something really cool that just puts all this together. So I do have my spare tire up there, full-size spare tire. Also have my bicycle mount, my other one. So I have two total bicycle mounts, which road bike, mountain bike, Again, great Bedrack just to utilize for a little bit of everything. I have a GoPro mount on there, so a lot of things on there that you can do with it. All right, so let's talk about the bed. So as you can see, I have the deck system. Deck system is awesome. 2 drawers, they slide out, plenty of storage, protection. You can lock them, they're waterproof, they're sealed, great. So one thing that I like about it is that you can still put a ton of weight on top. I believe it's up to 2,000 pounds. I do have my bed rack, which creates a smaller gap, so you have to be careful what you put on there. Make sure it's not too big and it'll fit in there. For me, I don't have an issue with that. Some people, they want a little bit more of a space, so what they do is they get the cab height bed rack. That way it gives you more space to go in there. Again, for me, I have my off-road trailer camper where I can just throw everything in there if I'm going far distances, but I don't mind this here. But I do love the drawer system. As you can see, very easy. They're on rollers. They just come out and it's beautiful. I have a lot of my off-road accessories on there, depending on what kind of trip I'm taking, depending on what's going on. I load it accordingly. Sometimes I put food in there, sometimes I put recovery gear, but some of the standard things that I have on there are my ARB compressor, my ARB jack, some recovery items as well. But again, really depends on what the trip consists of. All right, so moving on to the back bumper. Unfortunately, ARB doesn't make a rear bumper for the Tundra, so I had to go with something that complemented the front, looks great, and of course functional. This is the Go Rhino bumper for the Tundras. Great looking, and of course, again, like we always mention, it's super functional. It does have a place for the flush mount lights. I love these backing up or just in the woods. I do have a camper that they become functional when backing up to the camper. Does have plenty of access recovery points. Remember, that's very important. If you're going off-roading, you want to make sure that you do have the capability of getting someone to get you from the rear or the front. So recovery points are very important. So again, looks great, super functional, heavy duty. It is steel. It doesn't weigh that much, but again, it offers that great protection. All right guys, so let's move on inside. Nothing too crazy in here, but again, we are looking to be functional, efficient in our trips and everything that we do. So inside, what I have set up over here is a couple different mounts. This is the ICS mount with some RAN mounts. So let me talk a little bit about those mounts. So I do have the iPad, the big iPad mount where I can put my iPad on there for the maps. I use Gaia Maps for that, and it's great. I can see the display. One piece of recommendation is make sure your tablets do have GPS capability, because if not, it won't follow you there. So I also have 2 mounts on the side, which are for cell phones. This is for my phone. Over here I do have my ham radio, or when my wife comes with me, she can put her phone up there out of the way. In the center I do have my GoPro mount. I don't know if you can see it very good there, but it is a dash mount for the GoPro, just to get some cool footage there. I also do have a CB radio, which is on the side down here, and then also of course the Switch Pro, which the Switch Pro is a switchboard for all the lights. Great piece of technology there. It comes pre-fused. The app is amazing. But again, all this is just to make sure that we are efficient in our travels, we're clean, and then we can get the most out of every product that we have. So that pretty much sums up the build. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. I do get to all the comments. I'll put a lot of information on the description for a lot of the stuff. But if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. All right guys, well thanks again for watching the video, subscribing and commenting. Like I mentioned before, I have some really cool stuff that I'm gonna be adding to the truck. Gonna be upgrading the ARB lights to the new Solus ARB floodlights. Those are awesome. I'll do a video on those. Also just got this hot tap, which I waited for about 3 months. Finally got it in. I'll add that, and soon stay tuned, because I'm gonna be giving a lot of off-road accessories. Be doing a couple giveaways. We're getting close to 500 subscribers on YouTube, so as soon as we hit that, we're going to do some really cool giveaways. I love off-roading, so it's definitely going to be some really cool items, so stay tuned for that.